Books, Rhymes, and Life.
All right, welcome back to Books, Rhymes, and Life, the best show on hip hop and writing in America where nobody has any idea how the tax system works. Now, we got something special for you. Best rap album nominations for the Grammys are out, and we're going over them. I'm going to give you the list right here, fellas. Might Delete Later by J. Cole, The Auditorium Volume 1 by Common and Pete Rock, Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace by Eminem, and We Don't Trust You by Future and Metro Boomin. I do want to say, I mean, at least that's a good. I can't think of too many people that should have been on there that weren't, at least in my eyes. So at least I will say that it is kind of I was down to two, but I'll go ahead and tell you the one that I like the most. I went with Common because that album is just a masterpiece, and I like to see it rewarded, even though Common's got his name out there, but I wanted to go with Common because that album is a masterpiece and I want to see him reward that. However, I will say this about J. Cole. That album was also very, very good. And the one thing that I thought listening to this album, I went back and listened to it again. And the one thing that caught me, I felt like J. Cole is what we hope Memphis Bleek would be. I really do. I just thought that was a funny way to say it, man. I was listening to Might Delete Later, and I thought J. Cole was what I wanted Memphis Bleek to be. That was what I thought he was going to be when he came out of the box.
Especially after
But
that verse.
J. Cole became that. I like some of the other albums, like Alligator Bites Never Heal was okay with me. I like Doechii. I thought that was a good album. We've already talked about how I feel about the Slim Shady album. And I'm going to be honest, I tried to listen to the Future and Metro Boomin album. I'll say the songs sound like they should be good. Like when you hear them, like, man, with the production is usually pretty solid. You hear it, you think, yeah, man, this should be a good song, but it's not, because I don't know what it's not a good song, but it sounds like it should be. Absolute, what do you think about the list, man?
First of all, let's talk about that album real quick. Because the only thing that comes to my mind is, when you hear a dude that don't really know the right words and he be trying to get you to do a project. I mean, he say stuff like, ideally, you and me, we can, because ideally we can make some things work. That's what it should have been. That album, ideally, should have been a great album, because if you separate the two of them for strict production, both of them on the production tip, hard to argue that they're not up there. And Metro Boomin's not a bad lyricist. And maybe 5 years Future was all right 5 years ago. But like I said, some people should never do things together. They just shouldn't. You don't put hot sauce on peanut butter. Like, some things just don't go together. It's a sandwich, you would think, but it just doesn't go together. But I'm with you, man. That Common Pete Rock joint, special.
Yeah, that was a masterpiece. I think you got to reward a masterpiece. As good as J. Cole's was. Camo, how you feeling about it?
Death of Slim Shady was solid effort from Eminem. Alligator Bites Never Heal. I need to dig more into that album. I'm just getting on to Doechii like that, but I like what I'm hearing.
It's a good title for an album.
It is. It is. We Don't Trust You. I couldn't make it to a single song. I'm not the biggest Future fan, admittedly. But I still give it a chance, even artists, because I'm a hip hop head.
Right.
And I'm not gonna let you sneak one in on me, and I didn't know about it. And somebody try to pull me hip hop.
And it's also not disrespect the Future or Metro, because they obviously have amazing careers. despite what we think.
Yes,
So
thank
I don't think they need to care about what's going on right at this moment.
I
Right, right,
also
right.
think it was one of the greatest titled projects because we don't trust you like, not to do a project together.
Exactly.
We don't trust you. So
And then lastly, so obviously it was between J. Cole and Common and Pete Rock for me.
Yeah.
Earlier I was discussing this list and I was torn between it, but thought I was gonna give the tie to J. Cole, just for Carolina purposes again. And I think he's getting a lot of flack for this, bowing out gracefully during the beef and all this, and people's taking shots when they know they don't want smoke with the boy. But I might have to agree with you two and go with Common and Pete Rock because sonically, as amazing as the songs were on J. Cole's project, I actually thought that was a mixtape and we were waiting on the album later this year. And Common and Pete Rock's was you said it was a masterpiece, and it was just that. I love Pete Rock as a producer. These didn't necessarily have my favorite Pete Rock productions on it, but those two together, man, this is a beautiful album. It's got a lot of replay value. You don't get tired of it. Common drops it so astonishingly that you keep getting nuggets every time you listen to it. I would love to see this win Best Rap Album of the Year for sure.
That'll do it for the Books, Rhymes, and Life crew saying Common had the best album of the year. You can take that to the bank and smoke it.
Books, Rhymes, and Life.